Harvey posed challenges that were beyond what we saw in a typical hurricane. When the water came up, it islanded a lot of areas.
It made landfall 3 times. Once in Mexico, once in Corpus, and once here. It also brought more rain to places we'd never seen water before.
It wasn't just the hurricane came through, the rain came through, and then it was gone. This one came and it sat over us for so long. And the damage was so much more severe for everybody.
Because it's so vast, it's hit every city, every town in Brazoria County.
This was the greatest flood that we've seen in the history of the city.
You have to have a very good plan for natural disasters. That way, when something like Harvey occurs, we're in the best possible position to safely make decisions to take care of our employees, our communities, and where possible, keep our assets running. Dow made sure that every one of our sites was in the best possible position. It was selfless the way our employees worked to keep our facilities running and in good shape for the good of not just the company, but for our customers and our community as well.
Harvey devastated the city of Richwood, and not so much the hurricane itself, but the floodwaters afterwards.
I've never seen anything like this in my life, and I hope I never see it again.
It doesn't really seem real until you're driving through this neighborhood like this, and every house has belongings out on it, and half of their house is out there, the lower half of their house is out there for trash.
Me and my wife were looking at all this stuff, and we really didn't know how we were gonna do this.
Well, when you start going through every closet, every room, I mean, just a whole lot of work.
To see the homeowners in the situation they're in when we first come in the morning, and see how they're kind of downtrodden and very sad about their situation, and then at the end of the day, how appreciative and grateful they are of all the work we've put in. It's a feeling like no other. It's great.
So we've had 38 homes to date that have been completed. We have 7 in progress, and we have 9 still in the queue to get to later this week.
Somebody either had a shovel or a wheelbarrow or a hammer or a chisel or whatever, and it was just non-stop work from the minute we got there to the minute we left.
It never ceases to amaze you. You have such a catastrophic event, and then all of a sudden people are willing to open up and do whatever they can to help each other out. It's very impactful to see that and to get to experience it.
There's just an energy and a strength to help and to serve.
And man, I couldn't have done it without, the 40 employees that Dow has sent over here.
There's a lot of faces, and I can't remember all their names, but I would have seen them at work and just walked right on by them and just maybe said hi and gone on. But what they did was huge.
I look at it as this could have been my house, and we was blessed to not be hit by this hurricane, so I just felt like it's my part to help out and give back to the community.
For a company like Dow to take time to allow us to get away from our normal day-to-day jobs and go out and actually help people that are in need, it says a tremendous amount about Dow and the Dow family.
It's really amazing to see that they're standing behind us and really do care about the employees.
Yeah, they saved me, I can tell you that. What a great company.
As a responsible care company, Dow's committed not only to safety as our top priority, but also making sure that we can help with the needs in the community.
Dow is such a close resource. We can turn to Dow, pick up the phone and say, hey, we need pumps. And in this case, Dow delivered on pumps, and it's extremely important when you're fighting a flood like this.
As always, they came right to the forefront asking us what we needed, what the needs were in the community.
So many people were displaced. And even people who were not displaced didn't have the resources to provide food for their family.
We decided that we were going to open up our schools for breakfast and lunch for a week and allow people to come in and eat meals for free. And then Dow said, well, we will fund that.
The very first day that we were open, there were some children who came in with their mother and their father. And their mother and father stood back because they thought this was only for the kids. And so they were bringing their kids to eat, and they were going to stay hungry. And we had to tell them, oh, no, this is for you too. If it were not for Dow, we wouldn't have been able to provide that service for our community. It was one of the most heartwarming and enriching things that we've ever done in this district.
It's really important to have that nonprofit and private sector work together closely, because all that does is allow us to leverage resources and mobilize people to get things done.
It helped reach and to meet a need that could not have been accomplished without Dow helping us.
And it's just not Dow corporate, it's their employees who turn out in droves to fill sandbags, to place sandbags, to help people in need, to provide the resources.
Everywhere we looked, we saw red Dow shirts. And it was neat to see how the Dow employees were helping not only Dow employees, but also our community in general.
In Michigan, the Dow employees got together a clothes drive because you can imagine if your house is flooded out, you may have no clothes to wear. In Louisiana, the Dow employees put together supplies to help people clean up their houses and take care of themselves personally when they'd lost so much.
You have the connections that we don't to get us the donations that we need, and we are the ones who are able to get those donations to the people who really need it, and that is the great conduit that we have.
When Dow supports BISD, they are supporting the community.
You can't put a price, you can't put even words on that kind of relationship. It's just something intrinsic that we have here, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
It's been awesome to see all the organizations, all the volunteers step up and help people, whether they were affected or their neighbor was affected.
When there was a need, Dow stepped up immediately and said, we want to help. And you did help. You helped immediately, and it was very much needed, so thank you.
I didn't ask for help. It was just there. And we needed it. We needed it. We couldn't have done it without those guys.
It's been something I'll never forget. I honestly believe that this will be a highlight of my life with the Dow Chemical Company.
I can't speak more highly of the Dow people in Texas and the Dow people around the world and how they came together in this event.